Hey, Sarah Pounders here. Check out the interview with Lisa Kanda and download the ebook about how to get more mobile app tour downloads using Facebook ads.
Hi, I'm Sarah Pounders from TourBuddy Apps, and I'm here with Lisa Kanda, social media expert and consultant, and we're going to be talking about how to promote your app through Facebook ads. Now, at TourBuddy Apps, we help clients create and launch apps for the App Store and Google Play. A lot goes into that process, and it's not an easy, short thing. And once you're finally finished, there's more work to be done, Lisa. We have to promote these apps to the public. Now, some of our clients have on locations on site where they have signage and volunteers who are telling people about the app. But what about guests or potential guests that don't even know about their location or that they have an app? And we really want to help our clients get more of the market share of potential guests, and the guests that do come, make them aware before they even arrive about that app through Facebook ads. Now, Lisa is new to Savannah. She's only been here a year, and TourBuddy actually worked with Lisa over a year ago to develop our own social media strategy, which we've grown our audience, we've grown our reach, and our content has gotten much better through Lisa's guidance. And we're going to share some of the strategies that we've used for our social media with the audience today. So Lisa has over 25 years of marketing experience. In addition to that, 10 years of being an entrepreneur. She is a straight up hustler, and she works really hard, and she knows her stuff when it comes to social media, and especially Facebook. So we are so glad to have you with us today. We just want to hear what you have to say. Facebook is exploding. It's taking over the universe in many ways. So if you're not on Facebook and if you're not leveraging those Facebook ads, you're missing out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you. Great to be here, Sarah, and great to be here if you're watching us today. And just want to let you know that, yes, we're going to cover a lot of information. So before you even get started, one of the things that I did to help out, because I know this, because I tended what I call fire hose people, because Sarah knows this because I've been working with TourBuddy for a while, is I'm so excited about using social media and Facebook in particular. I know how it can benefit you, is I give a lot of information. So, and I tend to talk a little fast because I'm new to Savannah because I'm from New Jersey. So the Jersey in me may come out, so just hang with me. But to help you along, I actually have an ebook for you. So if you take the time to go ahead and download this PDF, because it'll be a workbook that you can work through as we're covering some of this material, and then you can write your notes, because I can't cover everything in the ebook, but at least it'll give you some of the outline and the guidelines, okay? So go ahead and grab that, pause this if you need to, and make sure you grab that ebook and download it, and we're gonna get started. So, first thing, 5 steps to getting more Tour app downloads. So the one thing is we want people to download the app, right? That's the thing. And I put it into 5 easy steps because Facebook is complicated. People are just fed up with it because it keeps changing every day. We know that, and it can be a little overwhelming sometimes. So, and in fact, because I may be going a little too far, Sarah's going to keep me in check. So she's going to keep saying, hey, but for you guys, maybe I go a little outside the context. So we're going to keep this within manageable bites so that you can actually implement stuff right away. That's the key thing. That we want you to be able to take this information, and if you can just do 2 or 3 things, that's going to help you increase those downloads, get that reach and engagement, get people to know who you are, what you do, and what your app's all about. So let's get started.
Okay.
All right, so we've got our ebook, so we're going to be following along this so we don't miss any of the steps. And the first one I'm going to talk about is called Know Your Objective. Now, in a marketing context, why are you using social media at all? And particularly Facebook. So what is the point of you having that as a part of your marketing? Now, we know, as Sarah mentioned, Facebook's really important to you and reaching your audience because they're all on Facebook. They are. And you can't ignore it. You need to have a presence there. So be very clear on what is the objective you want to accomplish. So if you're just starting out, maybe your company just started, the app was one of the first things you did, you just might need to build awareness. You might need to just have people know who you are, get some likes to your page, things like that. Get that, that awareness out. And that's the first objective that Facebook says. So when you go to actually create an ad, Facebook's going to ask you, what's your objective? And that's what we're going to talk about. So you want to match the objective to what you're trying to do. That's really what it comes down to.
So if you're starting out, stick to awareness.
Correct.
Maybe you already have some followers. If that's the case, then
You don't need to. Because what I absolutely recommend, and the experts are saying this now too, there used to be a thing about getting likes and buying likes, well, running ads for likes. If you're just starting out, yes, you need to get a little bit what we call social proof. You need to have people like the page. So after you've invited all your friends and family and your current customers to like the page, and you need to expand past that, you may have to pay a little bit of money to get some more likes. Best practice, 500. Believe it or not, it's not the thousands and thousands that you need anymore. Best practice, if you can get at least 500 likes to your page, you're good. Believe it or not. And then you'll end up adding likes, what we call organically. As you maybe run some ads for other objectives, people will still like the page. As you start running really awesome content, people will start liking the page. So that's just kind of your guideline. Once you get past that, the big one is what we call consideration. So I look at this as that know, like, trust factor. People have to know you, like you, trust you, so they have to consider, even if you're someone they want to do business with. So consideration is the one that you're going to spend, I think, the most time in initially when you're doing ads. Before you jump into actually the selling, hey, download my app, you're going to need to get people to know, like, and trust you. So consideration has several different areas, okay? And we're going to talk about those. We're going to say your traffic, which means you're pushing traffic mostly to your website, which is directly to the app. Engagement, you want people to interact with you. You want people to comment, like, share, okay? Of course, app installs, you can go directly to that. Video views, and this is very powerful. Video is a huge piece of your content today because Facebook's already said that they like to see more video. They're pushing to video. Lead generation, there's opportunity if you actually start collecting people as leads, depending on what your product is. And then messages, so you can even work within the messaging app. Crazy, isn't it? So there's so many opportunities within the consideration. I'm going to recommend you stay within possibly traffic or engagement to get started.
Okay.
And we can get more into that as we get into to more of the content. But know your objective. So be really clear on what your objective is and what you want to accomplish. Once you know that, the next step is to know your audience. Now, you should know, of course, who your guests are, right? Who are you targeting? I'll give you some examples of some of the apps that you've created and some of the guests that they may be targeting.
Well, one of our apps, we have a partnership with someone in Gettysburg, and they target people coming to visitors to Gettysburg. I'm not sure about the exact profile of the person, but.
Okay. All right, so my guess would be, I just educated guess, people coming to Gettysburg to take the tour of the Gettysburg, what is it called? Oh my gosh, I had a mental lesson. And on my bucket list, by the way, so I can't wait to get that out when I do it. But so probably someone interested in Civil War history, right?
Yes.
Mostly, or someone who's just a history buff.
Yes.
Or families who are on vacation, right? So people most likely are traveling to that area.
Yes.
Okay, and they've got an interest. So that's important because when we talk about knowing your audience, you want to know that. You want to, and I'm hoping that that's something you've already done in your general marketing. How do we translate that to your actual Facebook interactions and Facebook ads? That's when we get there. So knowing your audience, then there are several different ways when you're creating ads that you can leverage what you already have. So I tell people, don't start from scratch. What happens is if you've dabbled a little bit in ads, if you've done what we call the boosting, which we're going to talk about, you may have done interests, and you may have done some playing around with age. I mean, there's all kinds of different tools you can do. I'm going to say slow down. Those tools are helpful, but I'm going to say before you go there, you want to leverage what you already have. What I mean by that, and when you're looking at your PDF download, you'll see this. There's a thing in Facebook called custom audiences. So before you start from scratch, just looking for anyone in the universe with certain, demographic, geographic, whatever, you want to know people who already have some relationship with you first. So what Facebook allows you to do is create a custom audience 3 different ways. The first way is using your current customer file. So if you already have an email list, you already collected email addresses and or phone numbers, you can upload that information to Facebook. It's protected, they're really big on privacy, but what will happen is you can upload that to Facebook within the Facebook Ads Manager, and they will match the people from your list to the people on Facebook. Now, it's not 100%, because not everybody's on Facebook, or not every email will match, so there's, you're not gonna get 100%. If you get up to 50%, you're doing golden. 50% matching is really good.
And so then you create your ad targeted toward those people.
Correct, because we know in marketing, it takes 7 to 12, touches, 7 to 12 interactions, 7 to 12 exposures before someone really knows who you are, right? And get to know, like, trust. Okay, I'm going to consider you now because I'm starting to see you more. So that's one way. So you want to get in front of people who, maybe you on your website, you capture their email address because they're getting a free guide, or they're requesting information, right? They're considering coming to visit you and they just want more information. So if you're getting that information already, you can start retargeting them.
Okay.
So with this custom audience. So that's the first thing you want to do is upload that list and create that custom audience. The second one you want to do is website traffic. So people are already visiting your website. You must have a website. If you don't have a website, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to go down that path, but we're assuming you have a website. Now, before you even start running ads, there's this thing called the Facebook Pixel. And you may have heard of it before. This Facebook Pixel is a piece of code. So if you're not technologically able to get into the code of your website, talk to your developer. They'll walk you through how to do it. It's just grabbing this code and you actually put it on your website. You want to do that immediately before you even think about running ads, because what that code does, it starts tracking people who are coming to your website, and you can retarget them. So if someone visits your website and even takes an action on your website, they go to a certain page, they do certain things, and that's a little bit more complex. We're going to keep it simple, but just by visiting your website, you can retarget them, because Facebook will track that with that pixel.
Okay.
All right, so that's 2 areas now. This is already things you already have available. You don't have to create anything new. The third one is actually app activity. So if you're already tracking activity on the app, you can maybe, if you're upselling, so maybe you have a free app and you're upselling some features. So you can actually grab that information and see if you can target them with an upsell. So that may work for you depending on what your app does and what audience is.
Okay.
You can also target people who've already downloaded your app. So that's 3 different areas right there with stuff you already have.
So you have to have their email addresses, the people who downloaded your app.
Correct. That's the first place. Their email or phone numbers.
Okay. Yeah. We don't capture that, but they may have more information on site.
Correct.
That they're capturing.
You never know. But so start with your custom audiences, because Facebook will look at that audience and it will serve you better to reach people who already know who you are. Because what happens is, for an ad, I'm going to jump a little ahead, but for an ad to be relevant, for it to perform well, they have to have this high relevancy score, and you want people who know you already to engage with that ad and see that ad and have higher relevance. That's going to it's a big thing with Facebook as far as making sure your ad connects with your audience. They really want you to be in a positive light. Negativity does not do well on Facebook anymore, and that it did before, but even more so now. So you definitely want an ad that has high relevance. Your ad will have high relevance if your audience already has some kind of relationship with you already.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good starting point. All right. From there, the other area that we want to talk about when we say find your audience is what we call location targeting. So you may not know this, but on Facebook, there's actually, when you start looking at your location, so we mentioned the Gettysburg battlefield. So we're looking at maybe people who are thinking about visiting or people who are already in the Gettysburg area. You can actually target them in the location piece of Facebook in the Ads Manager. So the areas are, you can do, of course, everyone in this location. So maybe if you're just a local business, you can target them. But you can also target people who live in the location, or people recently in this location, or people traveling to this location. So you see how you can change that targeting
That's
and be
awesome.
much more specific to the
Yes.
people coming to you for your app. Okay,
Yes.
so that's another area, and so you can even narrow it down even further. Yeah, and your ads should relate to that. So can you see if you know someone's traveling to your area, and they're they're going to go to the Gettysburg Battlefield, and you can have an ad that talks about when you're going to come to visit Gettysburg. Here are the top 3 things you can do, and one of them could be
Gettysburg driving tour.
yeah, exactly. See? So
Absolutely.
you don't sell them exactly the app, but you do maybe a blog post saying, here are the top 5 things to do when you come here, or 5 tips on how to get the most out of your visit here. So once you have your audience determined, a really important step is that you must create content consistently. And you could speak to this more than anything, Sarah, because
Yeah.
this is one of the things we've worked on quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you tell folks a little bit about how we worked together when it came to creating your content?
Yeah, so over a year ago, we met with Lisa and she consulted with us on our social media strategy to help us create content consistently and to tell our story. And we were able to kind of give a more personal touch to our social media to let people know our story and our passion behind creating apps. And in the ebook, I mean, you see a list of some great ways to keep your content consistent by educating and, letting them know about what you have to offer, not necessarily selling them, but really telling your story. And we did some Facebook Live Q&As, explainer videos, which are very simple to do, especially with a software like Snagit or Animoto, and I can put that in the comments, links to those explainer videos. And you can even make a video really easily on your iPhone now. And as well as, sharing those blog posts and sharing other people's content as well, really giving people value through your social media.
So I think one of the things is we're all time constrained. So we're going to talk about 2 things that deal with time constraints, because creating content takes time.
Absolutely.
So that's the first thing. But you can also use other people's stuff. And I think people forget that there's some great content already out there that can be complementary to what you have. So keep that in your toolbox, that you think about that's a part of it. But the other thing about that is definitely you need to have a planning tool in place. So how does that work for you?
Yeah, we used the Excel. We used, I think it was Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet, maybe a Google sheet that you provided for us that had the days and the months. And as a team, we were able to really collaborate and create those posts, and then quickly execute them and put them in a scheduler so they would all go out when we wanted them to throughout the week and month, without really a lot of work, because we could do it all at once.
Right, so planning tool, a social media calendar, definitely you want to do that to create consistency. Very important, be consistent with your content. Use a planning tool. We can put that link in there as well. If you want that link to that document, we can provide that. So let us know. I mean, we just don't want to be fire hosing you with all this content. So we really want to know if you want some of these tools, because you'll find them helpful. We'll definitely provide them for you.
Absolutely.
So clearly, time management tool, you can schedule in advance, you mentioned that, and then engaging and responding. When I talk about creating content consistently, what happens is if you don't do that and you don't plan, then you get overwhelmed, and then you don't respond and engage with your audience.
Right.
So I just want to put that in there, is make sure that when you have this plan, that you're including that time to look at your page and look to see what people are saying. So if people are commenting, if they are engaging, you're acknowledging it. And your mom always said, acknowledge people, say thank you. Saying thank you is really a nice thing. So just engage and respond, and that's really important to know.
Okay.
So now we're going to jump into using ads to grow and expand. Now, all these other things we've talked about so far are really important to get to this point, because we're building on things, okay? It's all a build. You just don't want to jump into ads right away and think they're going to be performing for you without having the other layers in place. But you want to use your ads. I talk for 3 things, okay? First, increase your audience. So this is where you use that existing content, because you're still trying to find your audience. Remember, we talked about relevance. Facebook's looking for relevance. Your ads need to be relevant to the people that are looking at it. And if you find that relevance by getting content you already use that people are responding to and expanding on it. and letting Facebook help you find more people that can relate to it. So growing that audience with existing posts, you want to start with that and increase that audience. Then you want to get new audiences. And this is something that you may not be aware of because we haven't gotten to that point, I think in some of your work, is that once you have an audience, you can then have Facebook create a lookalike audience. That's gold. But you have to get the audience first. So once you have the audience, you create these custom audiences we've talked about. You get audiences based on engagement. Facebook lets you, once you start getting engagement, actually target people who've engaged.
Okay.
And then you can create lookalike audiences. And Facebook, just say, Facebook, find people who look like the people who've already engaged with my content. It's gold. So we want to do that. And then clearly, if you're not, there's an opportunity you can promote app downloads. So this is not right out of the gate. But if you've been creating consistent content that this audience knows you, that tool is available to you within the Facebook Ads Manager. So you want to use that as well. Okay? Takes time. I'm just checking my notes because I want to keep consistent with your time as well. We appreciate you being with us this long. 24 to 48 hours
Okay.
is what you want to give an ad a chance to run, so that Facebook can see if it's going to perform and they can find that audience, and then they respond to it, find it relevant. After 24, 48 hours, if it's working well, you can keep it running or you can put more money behind it. So you can add a little bit of budget to something if you're finding that people are responding. If it's not working, turn it off. Remember, you can always turn things off. So when you're in the Ads Manager, you have a lot more control and on making the ads perform and turning them off if they're not performing. That's really important.
Right.
And of course, testing is important. This may be a little bit more advanced for some of you, but it's not a set it and forget it thing. So if
Yes.
something's not working, you want to test and see what you can find that works.
Okay.
So the last thing, I know this is a biggie, pay-to-play budgeting. How much?
Show me the money.
There we go. Because one of the important things is that in marketing in general for your business, you need to have an advertising budget. I know some of us try to do everything for free, but that's not really a best practice for any business. You need to have some money allocated to spend. And in that pile, you need to have some money dedicated to Facebook ads. That's really what it comes down to. So I could say you could start out, let's say, well, so maybe some ideas of what you might be spending as a good context.
No, you know, 200, 150, 200 a month.
Okay, well, that's a good budget.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would say a quarter.
I mean, no, that's good. So if you have that, awesome. Quarter, that's more what I hear a lot.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
If you're a beginner,
definitely.
honestly, if you're a beginner, 150, 200 a quarter, so $50 a month maybe.
Yeah.
So in that range, 50, 75 a month. That's great. If you can just allocate that, and it doesn't have to be 12 months. So just to get started, right? If you just want to start getting awareness out there, some consideration, get some of your existing posts, a little bit of leverage, find that audience,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you want to start with. So don't think that you have to have thousands of dollars. You do not. You just need, about $50 and get started with that.
And, I know maybe we addressed this earlier, but the boosting the post,
Yes.
it's very easy. But that's not what we're talking about.
Now, we're talking about going through the Ads Manager,
Mhm.
using the tools we just talked about, with custom audience,
Yeah.
and targeting, location, and then really narrowing down, making sure your content is solid, that people will engage with it, and putting money behind
And,
that.
and if you want a custom video or a little video to show where to find the ads manager on Facebook, put it in the comments and we can give that to you, because
Right.
Facebook makes it really easy just to take a post and boost it, but that is not, you're not gonna get as targeted of an audience
Right.
from what Lisa's describing as a professional. The boost post is just, it's very simple, but Lisa was telling me it's kind of more targeted toward amateurs or beginners.
Correct.
So,
Right. That's what Facebook's seeing you as if you're boosting. So you clearly want, even if you feel like you're an amateur or beginner, you want Facebook to see you as someone who knows a little bit more what you're doing. And Ads Manager is not as complicated. In the
No.
ebook, I actually give you some links to some of the Facebook help. Facebook help actually can be helpful. So
yeah,
it'll help walk you through some of these things so you won't be so complicated. But clearly, you have to invest some money behind Facebook anymore to really reach your audience. It does not have to be thousands of dollars. I think what you'll find as you just dip your toe into it and start playing with it and using a little bit of budget behind it, and you start seeing some success because you're using it strategically,
Mhm.
that you'll start adding a little bit more money behind it. but we want you to see some success first. So we're going to recommend you follow some of the steps that we're going to provide to you in the PDF. We're going to provide this download will be helpful to you. I think that will help. Any questions about budget beyond that, Sarah? You think?
No. I think you covered all the 5 steps, and thank you so much for doing this. I know that we are going to continue to use you in our organization and your guidance because it has helped us so much over the past year. So thank you for doing this.
Great. Thank you all. If you have more questions, want to see other content, other things that I know Sarah's got lots of other ideas as far as sharing some good expert advice with you. Could be Facebook related or could be other things that will help you with your app. So put them in the comments too, because I know you want to bring some more information to them, and I'd be happy to help out in any way. So thanks.
Okay.